Welcome to Bethel Today, the television show sponsored by the Bethel Democratic Town Committee. I'm Janice Stevenson, your host. Today we're going to be talking with the individuals who are responsible for a new venture in Bethel, downtown Bethel, upstairs above the Opera House. The individuals are Brian Montag and Catherine Howard, and the organization is and I have to look for this, the Center for New Media and the Arts. And we're going to be talking about their background, we're going to talk about the center, we're going to talk about some of the neat things that they have coming up, and that should take us through our half hour. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you here. I'd like to start out, I believe, with a little bit of background from each of you. So actually, I'm going to start with Catherine, just if you'd tell me a little bit about what you've been up to previously and how you came to be a part of the center.
Well, I went to Barnard College for my undergraduate degree, and I majored in art history. And I had a concentration in studio art, and so I've always had a passion for both art education and art theory, and actually practicing, painting and drawing and that sort of thing. So I was looking for an organization that would allow me to incorporate all those different aspects of the things that I care about, and so I was able to do that by working with the Center for New Media and the Arts.
That's neat. Now, do you actually, at this point, are you a practicing artist as well?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's neat. That's cool. And Brian. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Janice.
And what do you do? Tell me a little bit about your background.
My background, I have a degree in broadcast communications, and I opened...
He knows what we're doing here.
I do. I love all the equipment. And always been a behind-the-scenes guy myself, and opened a video production company in New Milford prior to my venture in Bethel. So.
Okay, and you're the owner of the organization, or the center. I'm going to call it the center. Tell me what... Because this is different, because you're not doing video so much at this point, correct?
Video was put on hold. Sure, I did do video work this past year, not as much in prior years, but I still do video. I like to tell people I'm the one-stop video shop. I can do all facets of video production from A to Z. But for the past year, we opened a gallery, as we know, and it also was a performing arts center. So we had a few different productions that were up there, some plays, some music.
Cool. That's neat. Yeah. So now I think that when we were talking at the beginning, you said that maybe you were going to be going more towards the gallery aspects of things. Would you say that that's accurate?
Well, Catherine and I, we're gonna partner up. So she will run the gallery side.
Okay.
And the video aspect of it, I do want to get that up and running, like I had in New Milford.
So will you actually then be doing video production work of some kind if people are interested in doing something, or are you more doing creative video stuff where you're coming up with the ideas yourself? Is it?
Well, at this point in time, and especially with the economy, I'm doing a little bit of everything.
Okay.
From weddings to commercial work, and I've had the opportunity. Dave Brubeck's son, Chris, just came, and I'm doing some small jobs for him, and I've done work for Chris Brown, who's another Grammy Award audio engineer, and so the clientele in the Bethel area really has stepped it up a notch, I would say.
Oh, good.
For me, anyway.
Glad to hear it.
I'm definitely excited, and so looking forward to getting back with the video side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the gallery, and I'm going to actually talk to Catherine, since you kind of indicated that this is kind of her bailiwick. So tell me a little bit about some of the shows that you've done and what you maybe have in mind for the couple of months or year or however long going into the future.
Well, what we did this past fall was October, November, and December. We did 3 one-month shows that we really brought in as many local visual artists as we could find to try to exhibit a lot of emerging talent in the area, and that was our main focus, was kind of kind of encouraging a burgeoning art scene in the Bethel area. We had people from Bethel, we had people from Danbury, we had people from Brewster, we had people from all the way down in Stamford, but we really tried to focus on local Bethel artists. And the name of our gallery, the Joseph Ferris Gallery, is because Joseph Ferris is a fantastic Bethel artist, and that's our main focus, is encouraging the arts in Bethel.
In Bethel. That's really neat.
And so that we had our 3 shows that all had a different theme, but were focused on our local artists. And then in January, we had just kind of a best-of type show where some of the pieces that we particularly liked from each of the 3 shows were on exhibit. And then for February, actually this month, we're featuring an artist called, his name's Chris Capizzello.
Okay.
And he is from Milford, Connecticut.
Okay.
And he did this incredible photojournalistic essay about, he actually went to Mississippi and photographed the Ku Klux Klan for 7 years.
Wow. Recently?
Yeah,
Wow.
starting in 2002 all the way up to 2009, and so we were able to put a compilation of his work together and put it on display. And it's a really powerful show, and it's definitely it's not an easy show, but we were excited to be able to bring something different to the community and kind of hopefully stir up some thoughts and discussions that needed to take place.
Okay. And that's going to be going on all through the month of February?
Yes, and it'll be going through, I think it's March 10th. It'll be going all the way through then.
Okay, and let's take this opportunity to talk about when the gallery is actually open so that people can come and visit you.
Oh, sure. We're open from 10 to 6 Monday through Friday,
Okay.
and 10 to 4 on Saturdays. It is just the 2 of us, so there are times we do ask, once in a while, if we're not there, to give us a call. Our number is outside, and
Right.
we'd be more than happy to open the doors, obviously, when we can.
Okay. So that, you talked about that you had themes through the fall. How did you arrive at the themes? How did you arrive at the themes, and I guess kind of in addition to that, how did you find the artists?
Well, coming up with the themes is actually fairly easy. For me, it was just whatever I got excited about. We did a lot working with the fall and what the fall means to people, and we had a show that was all about kind of the bounty of the artistic community, and that was our October show, which it worked really well with the colors that were around. And once you have a theme, it's fairly easy to get artists, because so many artists want to have an opportunity to exhibit their work, and as long as you have a format to bring them all together, it's fairly simple.
So artists know, I guess it's sort of a viral thing that they know that you're there and they come to you?
Well, we've had some artists who come to us. I've also sought out some artists who I knew beforehand.
Okay.
But actually, the best way to go about it is our artists have told their friends. So we've had a lot of artists bring other artists to us, and I personally really like other artists' recommendations because I feel like
It validates it.
Exactly. They know what they're
But viral is a good way of putting it, and
Absolutely.
word of mouth has been phenomenal.
Yes.
Great.
People will come up to our place and they'll just, the first words out of their mouth is wow, and they'll say, we didn't even know this place was here.
Right.
Well, we're here.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
come
I
see
had
us.
no idea that there was anything up above that restaurant. Tell me a little bit about the space, because when you were talking again before, you did mention that you actually took control of the space several months before you did a grand opening, so you had to do some work up there?
Yeah, the owner of the building, he still has an office in the building, the Opera House, and it was a photography studio, so he had some sets, and
Okay.
so we did do some painting, and we redid the floors, and there was a kitchen put in, so it does have amenities that a normal gallery wouldn't have, which is nice.
Yes, it is.
And but it's beautiful. I mean, the windows are 9 feet. They're real fun to wash. And
You've had to do that yourself?
well, this year I
Oh,
did.
there's that economy, yep.
That economy. When that gets a little better, I'll hire somebody to
Yeah.
help me out with that. But oh, sure. But yeah, and it's all wood floors, and the building's rich in history too, so we do like to tell people about the history of the building, such as Barnum and Bailey, good lead-in. Yeah, Barnum and Bailey was there, and we're looking forward to Barnum and Bailey statue that will be dedicated right across the street from us.
Oh, how neat.
So
that's cool.
Actually, there's a videographer following and documenting the making of it. So he came to our gallery the other night, and I explained to him when they lower that down, he'll have some good shots from our building. So he was
very
excited.
That's neat.
Yeah,
that's a neat thing. So you've done some performing arts things. Will you be doing more of that over the coming year, do you think?
We have a couple of commitments that we have now, and after that, we're going to back off on the performing arts side. It is a lot of work, so I'm going to concentrate on the video, and Catherine, I'll let her speak, but she does have plans, not just for the gallery, but some workshops and working with kids. We do have live drawing. We do have ballroom dancing with Deborah Quinn and her husband Jerry. It's once a month. If you go on our website, stay tuned to our calendar, and that's always fun. Yeah, and the performing arts side, it is fun. We've had a lot of fun. We've had a night of dance up there, which was phenomenal, with over 30 dancers, and
neat.
Yeah, and we've had benefits up there. So.
And we actually have coming up a Middle Eastern dance performance, and so things, especially when dance troupes come to us, it makes the whole process much more, much simpler, as if they have everything that they want set out, and we can just provide the space for them.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. So you mentioned that, Catherine, you're doing workshops, and you have some other things coming up for kids as well, that kind of thing. So that must be the art education piece coming into play.
Exactly, that's right.
So talk about that a little bit, if you would.
We have been doing live drawing for the past, since November. We started doing every other week. We have live models because the school system doesn't really have the opportunity to do that, and so we've been able to provide that service we've had Danbury High School there, we've had Bethel High School, we've also had kids from all the way over in Brewster come, and it's been really a great service, not only for the students but also for professional artists in the area to be able to use that.
So when you have the live drawing class or sessions, do they schedule, like, did Danbury High School schedule to come in, and it was one session where it was just them, or is it more of whoever can sign up?
It's open to anyone.
Neat.
It's open to anyone. We have it on Thursday nights, and again, it's on our website. It's from 6 to 8, and we just have it open. If you have time, come, stop by, and
neat.
It's been a lot of fun to be able to see the different types of artists who show up.
And are you charging people for that, or is that just...
Yeah, we do have a fee. We do $15 for 2 hours, and so that covers the model's fee.
Yes. So. No, that's what I figured. And I was not the figurative artist in my family. So this is just sort of a dumb question. When you have somebody there for the 2 hours, is it the same model for the 2 hours, or do you have more than one person?
Well, it's the same model, but they will normally do different poses. We do short poses all the way up to 20 to 30-minute poses, and so we try to get a good variety so everybody can practice different types of things.
So you've got well, actually, what would be the youngest that you would have somebody in there for a class like that?
We ask if, we don't accept anyone under 16, and then for students that are under 18, we request parent permission.
Makes sense. Yeah. What other, because now you're doing that, and you've had that going on, but now you're going to be doing workshops as well.
Actually, we're going to be starting to offer children's classes for 5 and under. We're going to be doing it during the week on Tuesdays from 10 to 11:30 every other Tuesday, and we're going to be doing all sorts of interactive art activities for kids, for parents and kids to do together, and try to focus on how parents can get kids to interact with materials, and how that can be fun for them as a duo, and not just for the kids themselves. What
kinds of materials are you thinking you'd like to work with?
Well, I've been formatting it as we're going to do a different artist every session, and we're going to do a Jackson Pollock session, which is going to be fun. And we're going to do...
you have lovely white walls right now.
There's tarps. That's what they're there for.
That's the name of it. Let's Get Messy.
Let's Get Messy is the name of the workshop. So we will work with a different artist every time, and try to bring that little bit art history side into the sessions.
That's very cool.
And we're also going to be bringing in artists that we know to teach professional workshops for
Okay.
professional artists and for students, and to work on things that they are very passionate about and very talented in, and to give some professional advice.
That's neat.
So we're going to be doing that, and then we're also organizing teen workshops, and that will be more toward the summer when everybody's out of school.
Yeah, that would be. I have a teenager who would probably be very interested in doing that.
Good.
And we've had photographers rent our space, and on an hourly basis or for however long they need it, because the lighting in there is phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's a gorgeous space.
So with all the
It is.
big windows.
And just to explain, actually, if one of you would just say exactly how to get in there, because it is upstairs, and so it is kind of a matter of, well, you do need to find the staircase.
It is. The Greenwood Avenue is the entrance, Greenwood and Depot Place. You can't miss the building. It's right on the corner. The Opera House is the name of the building, and the green porch out on front by the clock.
On the Greenwood Avenue.
On the Greenwood
And so
Avenue
as you're
side.
facing the building, as you come up the stairs, the doorway's actually
It's
on the
to
left,
the left,
correct?
correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure we got that that way.
Thank you.
And the Joseph Ferris Gallery sign is close to our door, so you'll know that.
Yep. Yep. Now, in terms of, so we talked about the shows that you've done so far, and we've talked about some of the different performing arts things and workshops. Do you have ideas for other shows that are going to be coming up going into the summer?
Oh, absolutely. We're actually booked all the way through November, I believe, at this
Wow.
point. So we're going to actually be working with Homestead Quilting. We're going to be putting
that's
some
neat.
putting some of their quilts up for display for a few weeks in March, and then April we're having a photojournalist collective. Actually, we're doing kind of a group exhibition with a bunch of different types of pieces of their work. And then let's see, in May we're working with one of our artists, Mark Sedan. He's actually from Ossining, and so we'll have a big exhibition of his work. And I could go on, but actually another local artist that we're going to be exhibiting in July is Walter Belke. He's actually the art department chair of WestCon.
Okay.
So we're actually going to be working with him to display some of his sculptures and paintings, and his wife has done some photographs, and so we're going to be displaying some of her work alongside his as well.
Neat.
Yes.
Neat. Anything that I haven't really touched on that you guys want to talk about or share or get out in the public?
We're all about the arts, whether it's video or visual arts. It includes music. We have open mic nights. We're getting up and going now, so musicians are always
How's the
welcome.
acoustic?
The acoustics, they're good to a degree. We have 4 walls that we put on casters so we can always move them around. They seem to help, but I think eventually we're going to have to do something with the ceiling to make the acoustics that much better. And people, every time someone comes in there, they give us helpful hints. The other day, someone explained if there's a paint that you could put the popcorn in it, not sand, but that'll really absorb any of the echo
Yeah,
that
it is. It's
can
a
be
very
in there.
live space, as I recall.
But we have had bands in there, so when we position the walls good, it seems to help out.
Good. How tall are the ceilings?
Well, the windows themselves are what? Like
You said 9 feet.
yeah. And they're a few feet off the ground, and then you've got more room on top.
That's
so
what because I
think it's
have been to
18.
one of the shows. So
18 feet's
yeah,
probably a good guess.
tall.
Tall.
Real tall.
Yeah, real
that's
tall.
what I
Well,
noticed
we have
as
a
well.
real big ladder that we're always moving around to get stuff
So
up
you
and
can watch
down.
those windows.
And the windows, yes.
Exactly. Now, did you also mention that the building was haunted? That this is something that you said, or am I mistaken in having heard this? No. We got to do.
No,
You know.
well, you here like any old building. It was built in the mid 1800s. I want to say 1860, 1862, in that time frame. Sure, you know Barnum Bailey. I think you'll hear him walk across the floor once in a while, but it could just be the cracks and the creaks of the
Yeah,
floor
of course.
itself.
That's
So,
as well.
but no, not that I'm aware of. Anybody that comes there hopefully comes away with a good impression and not a scary one.
No, it's not a scary place. Let me think. I think that pretty much is the stuff that I kind of had questions about, and I do appreciate all the information. It sounds like you've got some really cool things going on with
I
it.
appreciate it.
I'm trying to think. I did have sort of a lull in, in mental capacity here. Again, Catherine, just anything. You just recently moved to Bethel.
I did. I've actually only moved here in May of 2009, and so I've had some interesting experiences with Bethel. It's a very small town, and it's been a lot of fun to realize that people already recognize me when I walk down the street.
Oh, that's neat. That is neat. And where did you come from?
Well, I was in New York City for school, and before that I was originally from North Carolina.
Oh, this is definitely different, isn't it?
It is very different from both of those two things.
Yes,
So
yes, I'm sure. And you are actually based in Bethel at this point?
I am. I actually live on Milwaukee Avenue.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yes.
Are you in Bethel? Because you were previously in New Milford, you're right? Is that correct?
Yes. I tell people I had a 5-minute commute to my old office in New Milford, and now I have a 40-minute commute to Bethel from New Milford. So, but I enjoy it. And one thing I wanted to say was not only the art that we'll always be showing throughout the different shows in the building itself, but Joseph Ferris will always have artwork and his cartoons there. And if anybody has never seen any of his, read any of his cartoons, you'll love them.
Yeah. And Joseph Ferris also just was one of the standard bearers of the New Yorker cartoon set that a lot of his work was published there over the years. Yes. So that's kind of, if you haven't seen his stuff, that's kind of the character of some of it, of the cartoon work.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really neat.
And we've also been very lucky because we've been able to exhibit quite a few of his paintings and sculptures as well.
Yeah.
So it's been great to show the variety of the type of work that he does.
It is neat because indeed, I think most of us think of him as being more the cartoonist where there is that whole broad spectrum.
Oh, sure.
Which is really neat.
Yes.
Neat. So you are now doing the 40 minutes every day. Oh boy.
Yeah. It's not bad. I take the back roads. I don't, I don't have to worry about the traffic. So it's nice country roads through Brookfield and on into New Milford. So it's not bad.
Yep, I do understand that. I've done that now and then.
Get to go by Blue Jay Orchards every day.
That works. That works. And do you do Lake Lillonona across that way? Go across the bridge in Bridgewater.
So it's a nice ride. And my dad lives in Brookfield, so for me it kind of worked out. So I get to visit him now. So.
Yeah. It could also, one day you might just have to move to Bethel.
I might just have to.
I might have to do that. Okay. I think we did have at one point on the bottom of the screen your website. If you would actually, one of you would state it, I think that would be good as well.
Right, it's CNMA Bethel, Center for New Media and the Arts, cnmabethel.com.
Great. And again, it's 10 to 6 Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday and Saturday 10 to 4.
10 to 4. And again...
And that's winter hours. During the summer, if it looks like we need to open up on Sundays, we may do that. But stay posted. Our website will always have that info.
Yes.
We'll do that. Oh, there we go. They've got it on the bottom now. Again, that's good. And let's see. We've got the photo journalism thing going through until March 10th, and that is about the Ku Klux Klan in the South. That's interesting that's current stuff as well.
It's called For God, Race and Country. It's a really fantastic show.
That's neat. Actually, I did see that on the website.
Oh, good.
And then you're going to be doing quilts then in March. And a local artist, I think you said in June, was that right? I apologize. July.
Yes.
Okay, that's neat as well. Okay. Anything else?
And whoever's an artist out there, by all means, if you haven't stopped by, please stop by and visit us.
Absolutely. And bring us all your video work so Brian can stay really busy.
Phone number? Do you have a phone number?
203-797-1786.
Right. Excellent, 1786. And we're looking at, how much time do we have now? Okay, I admit it. This is only my second time doing this, so we ran out of questions, but we're getting closer to the end. Or we are. And if I'm seeming silly and looking beyond the camera, it's because I am looking at somebody back there to help me know when it's time to start wrapping things up.
See, I could have had...
And again, this is Bethel Today, the show of the Democratic Town Committee of Bethel. And if you are interested in getting more information about the Bethel Democrats, we also have the BethelToday.com website. And so check that one out. And you can see the show several times, and we'll be doing something else a little later on. I want to thank Catherine Howard and Brian Montag. And I have to tell you, I'm really glad I said his name right because it's spelled rather differently, and I was really afraid I was going to just blow it on camera. But so far, so good. And they are from the Center for New Media and the Arts in Bethel, located upstairs at the Opera House at the corner of Depot Place
Yes.
and Greenwood Avenue. And check them out, because it's a very neat space. That just the building alone is really wonderful, and they really have had some terrific stuff, and they've got some wonderful things coming up. They talked about some classes, etc., that they're doing as well. So lots of cool stuff happening in downtown Bethel, and I thank you very much. And I think I have no idea where I am with time. I keep going, or we're done. Wrap it up. Goodbye. Thank you.